Fire. So letting everybody know that's coming in new, we're going to keep your videos off and keep your audio off so that it can be a better user experience. As Sid was just explaining, it's a new program here at Learn It Live, which is fantastic. If you are new to channeling, I'm going to explain a little bit about it, and then I'm going to kind of pass the mic to Amy, who is going to let you know when it's going to be time to ask questions. If you're new to channeling and you're watching, it kind of looks like I'm falling asleep, and what's going to happen is Erik is going to come into my body and speak to you directly, hopefully appropriately and shortly and quickly. If not, Amy's going to get on to him. She has full permission. He is going to give a brief message, and then he's going to take questions. You don't have a mic on. I'm just going to pass this. Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. The way it's going to work is that we're going to go ahead and take questions on a first come, first served basis, but please do not submit any questions until Erik opens it up for submissions. I'll go ahead and type it out once it's ready. If you type them beforehand, most likely they're going to get buried and we're not going to see them, so they will not get answered. So what I suggest is having it typed out, and then when go ahead and say submit your questions, then you can hit the submit button. That's why it basically is going to be whoever's, however the system divides it, you're going to come in first come, first serve, and I'm going to read the questions to Erik, and then he'll answer them, and we'll move on and hopefully answer as many as we can in the time allotted. So we will be going till about 8:15. There's quite a few registrants, so please note that we probably won't get through everybody's questions, but we'll do our best to keep Erik brief and to get as many answered as possible. So that's all I have to say.
No, good. Amy has nice shampoo or something. Okay, guys, enjoy the evening. I'm not going to remember anything when I get back, so it's a little awkward. I'll just kind of open my eyes and smile and wave and just kind of not really be there. But have a good evening, and I will see you when I get back. This is where we need some interlude music or something. My heart is racing. What the fuck did she eat? Ah, that's loud. Sorry, dudes. Is that right? Hey, can you guys see me?
Are you supposed to be reading the shit? They're not typing anything.
Ah. Hey, what's up? It's like talking to a wall.
Hello.
Hey, Mom.
Everybody saying hi, Erik.
Hi, guys. I love you. To my mom, but I love you too. I'm back. Kind of exciting. I got a few other people that I'm going to start coming to. Right, Mom? So, you're going to see this mug in a few different bodies and a few different ways. Man, I'm multiplying. What are you doing?
I'm just typing.
Just let me know what you're doing.
I'm typing. Go, you're fine.
All right, so I don't really know what I want to talk about. Can someone throw me something?
I'm going to answer questions.
Dude, yeah, let's just talk, man.
So, open it up for questions?
Well, I know what I know, so, I mean, you guys are the ones who want to ask shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's do it. Because we're all going to learn from each other's questions. And dude, anything that's coming through that sounds like a freaking Minnie Mouse voice, it's going to be good shit anyways. Hey, Adrian. Carmen.
It's going to be a second because it's going so fast.
And then my mamacita.
Oh, no, come on, seriously.
And my doglish.
Okay,
Oh, my
tell
people.
this is not
Frank
working.
Frank. What?
Because it's going too fast and it's not
Just
letting
fucking pick one, man.
Okay.
Can you hear her? She's complaining.
Sorry, guys, this is not letting me read the questions easily. Okay,
Because you guys are damn good typers, that's why.
Oh, it's not working.
Why?
Okay, tell them I'm sorry.
She's
Because it's not letting
apologizing.
me go up and actually look at the questions. Okay, hold on, sorry guys.
She's asking you to hold
Cynthia
on.
Hanning.
Hold on to your dick.
Cynthia Hanning, I was told one of my guides
Hey,
are
Cynthia.
the Council of One. And now it's gone.
You're talking about the Council of One, Cynthia?
Yeah. One of my guides are the Council of One.
Fucking copy and paste.
I can't. It won't let me. Okay, who
Select
are they?
all,
Who are
copy,
they? And
paste.
what is, how's it?
Who's the Council of One?
I was told my guides are the Council of One. Who are they? And is that correct?
Cynthia. It is correct. We don't really call it the Council of One, but it's kind of ludicrous because we're all one. We're all made of the same thread, so it makes it sound like it's some kind of supreme golden Buddha shit, but really it's just prime consciousness. It is the source of all. So if you just want to look at it that way, it's easiest. And then, are they yours? Yes. What are they doing with you? Trying to download information to you so you can jumpstart this evolution that you have in this life. And what I mean is pretty much knowing core values of not just being a human, but being a spirit and a human. So you don't have to do a lot of like shit work here. You know what I mean? So, hey, Cynthia, chill out with them a little bit more. It takes a little while to get to that kind of prime source. You know, there's different levels of trance, and this kind of goes for everybody. If you're sitting around wanting to talk to your dead peeps, whether it's, you know, whomever, your God, whoever you want to speak to, you've got to know how you are going in between trance state and meditation state and figure out what's easier for you. Like, is it sitting still and getting still, which is not my thing. You can ask my mom. That's a little bit, not me. And if you have a busy brain like myself, it's more of an active meditation. You got to get your body to do something. So find a freaking hobby. Find, you know, go running, get in a rocking chair, get in a hammock, do something like that, and get your body busy so that your mind can focus on your body and your mind's like totally wide open. I'm hitting this shit. That your mind is totally wide open. When it's wide open like that, that's pretty much the form of meditation. And then guides and loved ones on any level can come in. But dude, you gotta understand, you are the tool, not like a badass tool or anything. You're the instrument, right? You're not like a dick or anything, you're the instrument. So, if you're the instrument, you gotta know how you work. There are certain levels of consciousness, these trance states I'm talking about, these meditation, and you can skim the surface, like putting a thin layer of peanut butter on a piece of bread. A little bit difficult, but you can do it. Easier to go thick, right? Easier to go deeper with more. So if you're just skimming the top, the kind of information that you're going to get is pretty much a thin layer. So if you're putting heaviness, which what I mean is deepness inside of your head and your body, which deep doesn't mean down, it actually means expansive and huge.
You ready for the next one?
No.
No? I'm working hard here.
No, you're not. Open up a Word file and
I
copy
am,
and paste. All right.
Eric. I'm doing that, man. That's exactly what I'm doing.
So once you can get deeper and spread your consciousness thinner, then you can reach different layers of information. So say if your guide or your prime source, your one, whatever, is like, you are beautiful. That's like the thin surface. But then you're going deeper and they're telling you you're beautiful, but now they can tell you why and in what parts and how that's serving you. And if you go deeper, same message, but they're able to give you more definition of how to apply it. Next one.
Okay. Next question. Carla Finke. She's asking what my Scott has to say. Wondering what my Scott has to say besides I love you and he knows what I want to know.
What, the fucking lottery numbers? I hope you're laughing. I wish I could give them to everyone. We could split the winnings. Gotta stop. We have like the group of dead over here. That says to tell you that You're not listening to him half the time because you're trying to pin him to the wall to tell him what to do and how to perform. He's laughing. He thinks it's really funny. My mom kind of got into that for like a really brief time, but now like it's fucking sweet spot right now. Cynthia, man, quality of your question equals quality of your answer. Freaking love that little Maitland. She says that shit all the time. What do you want to know from him? Ask the real question. You're leaving him hanging out there like some fish on a hook trying to figure it out.
She hasn't typed anything yet.
Oh, type something back, but in the meanwhile, we're gonna
go to the next one?
Yeah.
Lori Hamilton. Are there any messages from Mark Hamilton or Erik, yourself, regarding opportunities for income and career?
LH. MH says hi. Pretty chill right now. Few different ways of looking at bringing in more of an income. One is going back to stocks, investment. That's my dad's thing. You should talk with him about that. But this other one, the work that you're doing right now is good. I mean, but it's not exactly your end result where you want to be. To start morphing it and changing it, but nothing's going to happen in your life at a fast-paced speed. So you just got to chill out and go slow and smooth with it, which can piss you off. It can really irritate you. You think you're being tried for patience and put through lessons, but it's really not true. It's just that's your speed. Once you understand your speed, you can really grab hold and make a better income. And it's not about going in and asking for raises and shit. It's really about doing the work on your own. I see you involved in 2 companies. This is besides the stock and investment shit. I feel like you're working for one and you're running the other. Don't know if this is a thing or not, but no grant writing. This sucks. It's too bad like we can't hear back from people. Amy, what are you doing?
I'm trying to copy questions because this is not working very well for me right now. Thank you very much. Erik.
She's getting pissed.
I'm trying to do this so we can get questions answered. What do you want, the next question?
Yeah, go.
Okay, next question. Chris Dancer. My son passed away 15 years ago. Can he speak with me? His name was Jason. Chris Dancer.
Hey, Chris, put your fingers on the keyboard, man. Everybody else lighten up for just a second. So, Chris, you want to know if he can talk to you? The answer is yes. Do you want to know how? So, mini lesson on how. I don't care if they just passed away yesterday or 50 years ago. Anybody who's anybody has a soul, has a spirit, they have a life source, so they can fucking communicate to you. They can cross those dimensions and get messages to you. So you gotta look at, what are you doing? Like, what do you like? Do you feel? And everybody asks themselves right now, are you better at feeling shit? Like, you get gut instincts and stuff like that? Like, do you get touched? Or do you like to see things? Do you daydream, get visions, things just pop into your head? Or do you want to hear stuff? Do you like listening to music and hearing the messages and hearing your name and stuff like that? Find one of those, more than the other. I know some of you might have both, I don't care, but just pick one more than the other. And then go with that, because if you're a feeler, freaking love this game. Everybody give me an okay. Okay. Would have been a great cheerleader. And that is such a lie. That is such a lie. You need to give me okays. You can do it like this. You can do it with ring fingers. Fuck you fingers. Pointer fingers. So link them. And then you say my name is, and then state your name, and just tug just a little bit. So you're applying pressure, but you're not like squeezing the shit out of them. It's just, pressure. Link them, tug, pretty firm, right? And say, my name is Erik. Pretty firm, right? And if you say something that you're not, like my name is Jamie, one gets weak and they break. Okay, so this is kind of like your strength is a yes, your weakness is a no, and then you can talk to like your son. You can say, Jason, are you here? Yeah, he's here. Do you have a message to give? That's a yes. So if you're a feeler, this is a quick yes-no thing, or you could do the touch hands, yes-no hands. I kind of like tools like that where you're the instrument, you're not using like a pendulum and shit like that, because then you're relying on something that's outside of you, which is not bogus or anything, but you're the one who's really doing the work, so why not just use your body? So if you're a seer, then go ahead and like sit in a psychomantium, sit in a dark room, get in your bathroom, get in a closet, turn the lights off, can't see shit, but keep your eyes open, and get calm. That means take a breath. That means chill out. That means turn your phone off, keep everything off, and get in there and get in the dark and open your eyes. So you're breathing, you're chilling out. Ask for your loved one to come, and fucking ask the other people to go away. Set a boundary, set a perimeter, set a bubble of light. I don't know, do whatever feels good to you. Make a blessing, intent, prayer. Get everybody else to step out, get your loved one to step in, and just say, I'm here, let me see something. So in the fucking dark, kid you not, you will see bright ass colors and shit moving around. You don't even have to believe in it for it to work. Surprised? But it's a great technique. And then if you're a hearer, right, you do this. So find out how you meditate, like I was talking before. Can you get calm and chill out, or do you have to be busy to chill out? Find either way. Get a question, ask it in your head, and get busy with either chilling out or being active, and then you're going to hear them speak to you. It'll sound like your voice in your head. You know, like where your little voice gets like all busy up in your head? Like you can point to it. Like for me, it was kind of like here, here, and here, because I have many voices. They're all me, but once you know where that is, that's where we, or Jason, is going to talk to you, and it'll sound like your voice, but it'll have different vocabulary, it'll have a different inflection, because sometimes right away, if you're not really fine-tuned or intuitive, we use what you have as an instrument and kind of work with it, and then once you get better and better at it, we can separate that, and you'll have your internal voice, and then you have all our voices in there with it. Really screw with you. That'll make a lot of people start drinking. Don't get addicted to anything, just, But
Okay, next question. Randy K. In a murder-suicide, does each person contract with each other ahead of time?
You fucking hope so. Man, if that's an accident, what a sweet accident that it lined up that way. Thinking if one person wanted to commit suicide and the other one wanted to be murdered, and they hooked up, that'd be kind of, is that morbid to talk like that?
Probably.
I'm sorry. But most of the time, in cases of death like that, it is contracted or agreed upon before they go in. And it's not necessarily that when we talk about contract that all the fucking details are lined out for you. I mean, that in itself is kind of OCD and a little sick in the head. And you have free will, so like every moment you're taking a breath, you could be turning, 0.00001 degree away from what you've already designed so delicately. But overall pictures and schemes are contracted, yes.
Okay, next one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All dogs go to heaven.
All right, MP says, hello, I'm going to put it in your hands and just ask for the most pertinent advice you might have for me at the moment, whether it be career-wise, health, or otherwise. Thank you very much and glad to be here.
And health.
NP.
Hey, NP. How to health. We're going to go for health. We're going to go for belly health. Digestive. I think if I whine about it, I think it comes across better. I really should have been an actor. Oh, that didn't happen. I have my stage now, though, right? So, NP, looking at your health, at your body. All the systems that you have are working pretty well except the digestive. And it's a little bit in a, dude, if I say abusive, don't take it personal, but like you have an abusive pattern with eating. Because what they're showing me is you have a great clean diet, and then you'll know you're doing something wrong, and you'll do it anyways, and it gets screwed up a little bit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand? Stick to what works for you. Listen to your body. Let your body tell you what to eat. Who cares if you've got some allergies? Ditch those, move on. You can find sweetened recipes that taste delicious. If you follow your body better, your energy gets bigger, better. Your immune system is easier on you. And you boost your intuitive skills. Did she write back?
Let's see, hold on. MP. Nope, haven't seen nothing right as of yet.
What are you doing?
Your computer's going to sleep. All right. You ready for the next one, Erik?
Yeah.
Okay. Grecia Castillo
Gracia.
says, does music have the ability to really heal people or affect them in a really big way? Not just lyrics, but the notes. And I'd love to make music that is truly effective in a very deep way.
Can you guys still hear me? What the fuck was that? Am I screwing this shit?
No? Are you good?
I think so. Does music affect you? Can it really heal you? Not just the lyrics, but the harmonies and notes and pitches and things like that. All right?
Yes.
So, answer is hell yes, hell yes, hell yes. You know what's even cool about this? It's still kind of new knowledge to the masses of people, but science has been on this shit forever. Do you know the deepest form of touch? It's not punching someone. Do you know the deepest form of touch is vibration? Isn't that cool shit? So like, if you put a vibrator on you, which I know some of you have done, so that vibration goes,
Sure.
I didn't say nothing.
I'm working hard here. You know what?
I just didn't say anything. So if you put a vibrator on your muscle tissue, the sheath around the muscle, the cells, DNA, all of that feels that vibration. And what does music do? I mean, have you ever laid on top of a speaker or got your ears near a speaker? You can even see the speaker vibrating. Put sand on it, man. It jumps and wiggles all around. Same with our voices when we talk. It's a vibrational quality that makes the sound come out. That's why chanting is so fucking awesome. Have you been in a chant circle? Okay. Like how 1969 hippie did that sound. But if you ever get a chance to get into a chant circle, do it. Say yes. Drum circle, just say yes. You might be very uncomfortable, but that shit is amazing. You will leave on cloud 9 buzzing because it goes to the deepest core. Now, the type of sound or note, right? Because you know we have these chakra centers. They run along our what's it called? Spine. I knew that. It runs along your spine. Each one has a different sound. Ooh. Let's say you just heard a new song on the radio, and you loved it instantly. It just like worm-eared you. You know what it's called? Earwormed you. And you're listening to it, and you feel like it belongs to you. Find out what key it's in, because then you'll know what chakra it resonates with, and how that vibration from that music is cleaning out the vibrations from that one chakra. It can actually vibrate your energetic field so hard that it'll shake things loose. Ooh, read that shit about the plants, man. Having plants listen to music. Plants even have particular tastes to music and harmony. And they'll grow faster or they'll die faster from it. And he wants some help dying? Let me play this music for you.
You're cracking yourself up, Erik. Oh my god.
Go on, think about it. People are like ready to die, you know? Like, they've had a good fight, right? They've had cancer, they're on their last leg, and they're getting morphine, and everybody's like, go, Grandpa, just go into the light, Grandpa. Don't hang on. It's harder to hang on, man. You just let go. It's so much easier. What if there was like a song you could play that just vibrated you out of your body? Wouldn't that be great? Somebody needs to invent that shit. All right, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you're off? Okay.
I'm
off to the next
Center.
one. Okay. You got this, Erik. You ready? Teresa K. She says, when we try to communicate with loved ones on the other side, is it possible to keep them stuck from moving forward so that they can't, for instance, reincarnate or always able to reincarnate? Or do they do whatever they need, do what they want, and still communicate with us here in the third dimension when we attempt to connect with them?
Damn great question, Teresa. If you're communicating to loved ones, are you holding them back? Or are they just doing their own shit, what they need? Or what? Or can they reincarnate? Are they always able to? Or are they always communicate with us here in the third dimension when we attempt to connect with them? You know what's fun about being human? You get the chance to think that you're the bomb. You get the chance to think that you're a badass, that you're the center of the universe, that you know everything, And that if you are speaking out to the dead, it is because of you that they are not moving on. All because of you. Dude, seriously, somebody needs to put my ass in a commercial. I need to find a better body than this, though. No offense. Anyways, you do not hold them back. Your needs are your needs. When you cross over, their needs are their needs. If they are speaking to you, it is because they desire to speak to you. If they are staying behind, whatever fucking behind means, it's because they want to be behind. Unfortunately, no matter how much you need them or don't need them, it doesn't keep them stuck in a certain place. Their journey is going to be theirs just like yours is going to be yours. So you can call on us all you want. That's what I was telling my mom, anytime. Just call on me when you're walking down the hall, and when you're in the bedroom, when you're wherever. If I don't want to come, I'm not going to come. I'm not going to show up. If I do, which most time I do, and my mom would totally bust my balls if I didn't. Can you see her doing that? Yeah. Have you ever met her? She's like this tall and awesome. She's changed her hair. I'm so proud of her. So if we don't communicate with you in the way that you want, it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It doesn't mean that you're asking too much. And just like any relationship that you have with another human being, there is a delicate balance in a relationship. But it mostly resides on the human side. Because think about it, the knowledge that we gain on this side is so fucking clear. Like we can see energetic patterns, we can see emotional patterns, we can see how to navigate that shit. When you're human, totally fucking blind to it. You gotta rely really on that sixth sense or that kind of outside source to teach and guide you to find out what that pattern is. So if you feel like you are calling on us too much and it's getting in the way of your life, we're not asking you to be like that. That sucks, man. We want you to live the best life ever because we know as soon as you die, you're coming to us. We get you. And we're already seeing you as you live, which is sweet. And when you talk about reincarnation, here's my big spiel. Reincarnation simply implies the that it has been done before and that it is based on a linear time frame. It's not. So you got to think about all the lives that you've chosen to live, past life, future life, now life. Think about them as stacked on top of one another. Like every life that you've chosen to live is a book, and all the books are just stacked. There you are doing it all at once. So there's no reincarnation, there's just incarnation. And plus all these lives, you have home, heaven, the afterlife, the beyond life, which after and beyond insinuates the time is linear. It's just a fucking poor language choice, but it's what we have, it's what we call it. So you can be in heaven or home and also in the 30-odd lives that you chose to live. Right? The beauty of this game that you're doing right now with this life is you got these blinders on, man, and you're just viewing this one for what it is. Like when you read a book, you're not looking at all the fucking pages at one time. If you are, you're some fucking savant. I don't know how you do that shit, but good for you. You're turning one page at a time and looking at one page or looking at one word and you're processing the information. Same with multiple lives. You're looking at one life at one time in one moment. Therefore, that's all you really have. So your loved one can cross over, immediately incarnate into a tree or a dog or, I don't know, another person in your family, but they're still going to be available to you in heaven or in home. You can communicate to them. You guys stop me.
Oh, okay, you need to stop. You need to be much shorter in these answers, okay?
All right.
I'm concentrating now. Are you ready?
Have you noticed I did not touch her breasts?
Okay. You ready, Eric? You ready?
So ready.
Okay, hold on. It's coming here. All right, Daniel L.
That's what she said.
Daniel L. says, I've been struggling with communication for as long as I can remember, so I'm curious, are there any messages my guides or loved ones can give me to help with communication?
Communication?
Or life in general?
DL, are you struggling with communication because that you feel you can't do it, or you believe you can't do it, or it's just not coming through in the way that you want it to come through? Or is it that you can, but you deny yourself. Can you put your fingers on the keyboard? Talk to me about that. What does difficulty mean to you, Dio? Because we can look at it in so many different ways. It simply could be just a belief system, or that you're not investing enough time in it. You know, you just don't hop onto a bike and immediately go, yeah, balance, pedaling, handles, steering, got it. You get on it a few times and do it.
All right, Daniel says, I'm not able to feel, hear, or see anything that communicates, so perhaps all of the above.
I would start with a tool then. Go something outside of yourself, because what it is a trust issue between you and yourself. And, wait a second. DL, you got a lot of good peeps around you. You have 6 guides that are really just breathing down your throat. 2 of them are related, grandfather, mother side of family, woman who's not talking to me, they have a bad mouth. Native American man, short dude, little, thin. And then you have angel light around you, your angel guide. That's sweet shit. You got people who are willing to talk and open up for you. So building the trust in yourself. If you use a tool like a pendulum or dowsing rods, or even write some words in a cup and like fumble around, ask a question and draw one. Create your answer from that, or do tarot. Start journaling. For anybody who's heady or doesn't really have that trust within themselves, go get a little tiny notebook, the kind like you could put in a pocket, and one of those little tiny pencils, like you use it like mini golf. You ever play mini golf?
Mm-hmm. I suck at it. I really do.
Anytime that you feel like you have any aha moment, any intuition, any kind of bright idea, I want you to write that shit down. Like bullet point it. I'm not asking you to journal. I wouldn't journal, so I'm not going to ask you to journal. But like if you're sitting somewhere and you feel like someone's staring at you, I want you to write down staring at me, and then just, fucking take a look around. Oh, dude's staring at me. Oh, that's a check. Or if you have a dream, kind of write down the gist of the dream and then wait until later to see that if it comes through or not, and then write a check. If you can keep a mental log in a book of what you're picking up on that your normal 5 senses are not doing for you, and then do it for 7 days. Like hold yourself to it. Carry that tiny notebook around everywhere. Hold on to it. You get it, and you're like, all right, 7th day, I want you to flip through and see all the check marks that you have so that your brain can identify it's actually doing shit. It's just fucking mislabeling it. I mean, that's what our society teaches us to do, right? It's like all of a sudden you're doing something, you're trying to problem solve, and you can't figure it out, and all of a sudden you go, oh, got it. Got an idea. Bullshit. You don't have an idea. You just got whacked down with intuition. You just got downloaded with something, right? You just opened up yourself somehow in a conscious state of being and absorbed a bunch of information, and you got downloaded with intuition. But you call it a bright idea or something like that. Once you can identify how good you are and how often you're using it every day, your brain is going to start letting you build that trust that you have. And then pick up an instrument like dowsing rod, pendulum, something like that. Use that for a little while. Then build from the relationship on that. That's the way I would go, Dio.
Right. Moving on?
Go, move on.
Okay.
I'm waiting on you.
Okay, sure. Okay, CA says, I'm seeking...
She can't pronounce your name.
Okay, whatever. CA, I'm seeking direction. What is the next step on my path?
Not to step in broken glass. What's the next step on your path? CA.
Or dog poop.
Oh, dude, this is a really funny fucking joke. How do you clean your shoes really well?
Lick them.
No, you don't lick them. How do you clean your shoes very well? You step in dog shit. Right? Because then you're going to take your shoe off and fucking clean the shit out of it because there's crap all over your shoe. Sometimes you have to get absolutely dirty or do the thing that you don't want to do the most to actually get your best result. So when you say step in dog shit, that could be a really wonderful thing. So, but I'm not saying for you to step in dog shit. The next thing in your path, all I hear you people talking about, you got a wave of women. You got these 4 women. 2 of them are sisters. One of them is a mother. One of them is from a past life. They are hysterical. They're all telling you to fine-tune things. You just need to fine-tune them, which means like kind of going into a quiet phase. It won't be as social as you're used to being, but you're going to get a lot of shit done by researching, knowing information on whatever it is. It's almost like this crack in time for you that allows you to pull in more details, like you are when you're like 2 years old, 5 years old, 8 years old. You have these moments where you just want to learn. Just give it to me. You're in this phase, so you need to cut loose of the rules and society says that you need to do and follow more of what you want to learn and what you want to get into. Next phase, a few years down the road, is going to give you full fucking permission to kind of change things up. Ooh, you're also going to be learning a lot about love, and not in a bad way. Not that there is a bad way about love, but I can't say it. Go ahead. Next question.
Next question. Angela J. Was my contract in life to learn to let go of everything?
Oh, fucking everything. You wrote the best question, Angela. It's exactly what it reads in your freaking life book, your destiny book. When you leave, what's the thing? Like, the one with the most cash flow wins? Like when you die?
No, I think that's the thing, is it?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh.
Someone teach Amy. For you, Angela, if you leave with nothing, you've totally won. And you know what sucks? Is that the core of your heart just wants to connect to everything. You were like the sweetest humanitarian, fall in love with, like, you know, the color of a birdhouse. I don't know. You want to attach to things. And every time you do that, it'll fall apart. But it's not a lesson for you to stop attachments. It is a lesson for you to let go. Get it?
Nancy M. Will my son Tony be okay? He's going through a bad breakup. Tony.
And your boy Tony, that's not it is more than a bad breakup. That is like the paper shredding of all emotions. Because your boy was in love, blind. Best way to help him, he will be okay. He's going to live. He will fall in love again. He will mend. It won't be an easy road. He'll put rocks in front of him. He'll tell himself lies. He'll tell himself that he was at fault. He was wrong. He'll really beat himself up pretty hard. Best way to help him is ask him really how he feels. Once you get him to talk about how he is feeling about this shit, he'll realize that he made damn wise, simple choices. And he was actually a badass in this heartbreak. And he's not going to carry on these lies and he feeds himself that I was at fault, I was this, da 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 da. So just keep talking to him. You can be anywhere in the world and do this shit. You don't even have to see him face to face. Okay? Ready?
Karen C. She says, my daughter Cara was arrested. Can you give me advice, or give me or her advice about how to ensure as a good outcome as possible? How to ensure a good outcome?
For Cara, dude, you like 80% kind of tell the truth and 20% lie. And that doesn't go for everybody, that just goes for Cara in this situation. Because sometimes the truth reads wrong. I need you to type in that you understand what I'm saying, that sometimes the truth reads wrong. If you can please just tell the story in a way where it reads easier, or sounds easier, then your daughter's life, in this case, will be easier. She will be in front of a judge. You just type me a yes or a no, that you understand that one.
Yes, she understands.
So it's not like I'm always asking you to lie, but this case, 80%, 20%. Head up, tell her to breathe, coach her on how to look at people, eye contact, coach her how to stay calm, get her like a biofeedback little machine, you know, that reads anxiety waves, it reads your biofeedback, and it, gets all crazy, and she learns through breath and eye contact to calm the sounds down, calm the game down, so she control her heart rate and everything. That will read really well with people as well.
Maybe with Xanax as well.
Amy says Xanax. Look at me. For once, I'm not talking about drugs.
It helps. I'm just saying. I don't.
Dude, some people don't do well with that shit.
I'm just kidding. I'm cool. All right, Chris A. Can you tell me anything that can help me through my life right now? It's pretty broad.
It is pretty broad.
Chris A.
Chris A. Anything that can help you through your life. Boy, we could pick out anything. Don't step on rocks. Hold on, Chris. Big thing, sit down and weed your garden. That's a metaphor, dude. Don't go outside right now. Probably don't even have a garden. Look at the people that you have around you. You have quite a few that you are keeping company with that don't have your best interest at heart. You tend to put loyalty over love of self. It'd be really nice if you kind of change the tables on that a little bit. I'm not saying that you have dozens of fucking weeds around you right now. I'm saying there's a few that are taking quite a bit of your time and attention that aren't getting back the way that you're putting in. I don't want you to go on this like equality fight and fairness shit, but I want you to look at, if I'm valuing the relationship like this and they're valuing it in a different way, kind of why are you investing in it? Make wiser investments emotionally. That goes with a lot of people. I think that it's really easy that if you, I think it's marked on your calendar, spring begins, so, first day of summer. Look at the change of the seasons and have that be your clue to sit down and look at the people in your life. Even if it's like really logical and pro and conish, where you write down everybody's name on a piece of paper, or you just kind of sit down and you think about the people in your life and how you're investing into them and giving into them and what are they giving back into you. And then just quietly, every season, make those adjustments with the people around you. You know that saying?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do, man. They do. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
I know that one, yes.
Take the seasonal remedy. You'll figure out who's there for a lifetime or who's just there for a reason.
Next. Chris Forbes. Do you still have feelings when people you love make mistakes? I'm assuming you spirits. Do you still have feelings when people you love make mistakes?
Dude, do we still have feelings when people we love make mistakes? No, we sit back and we pack a little tobacco in our pipe and get some popcorn and watch.
That's
I wish everybody was in the room with me. Now, we have feelings, but you got to understand what we're looking at, what you would call a mistake, what you think an outcome is that you don't want. Like the example of stepping in dog shit. We could be seeing your mistake and saying it was the best damn thing that happened to you, and we're just waiting for you to figure it out. And it might take 3 weeks, it might take 4 years for you to look back and go, oh my God, if that shit didn't go down, I would not be this incredible person. So for us, no mistakes, man. Even if it's pretty damn horrible, as you might describe it, or painful, or just embarrassing, we don't view it in that way. We view it more as a building experience. So our emotions aren't triggered in the same way that human emotions are. So in fact, we are smoking our pipe and eating some fucking popcorn and watching you do shit.
Sounds fun. You ready?
Yeah.
Kim M. Who are my guides and what have they been doing, because a lot of shit has been happening to me in the past 8 months, LOL.
We are smoking our pipes and we're eating our fucking popcorn, Kim. So Kim M, where are they and what are they doing? It's interesting, a lot of times when you're going through a ton of shit, like everything is breaking down, normally we're under your feet and you're walking on us. We're making it softer for you to walk, but we're not going to get in the way of your shit. Because that is enhancing who you are. So if we were loud and proud at the moments that you feel everything is falling apart, pretty much the freaking chant that we're going to be doing is, Shouldn't yell. It would probably hurt you guys. Change your perspective. Change your perspective. We want you to look at it different. You know, think of it like you have a cyclorama 360 movie theater. Your shit's in the middle and you're just walking around looking at it from different viewpoints all over. You're going to come up with one that's going to make sense to you. But the trap we get stuck in so often with our family, our friends, and the people causing shit, or the situation causing shit, or our society, it's saying to stay linear, to stay straight, to go forward. You're in this shit, you finish it, right? And for some reason, if we're thinking about finishing something that's like a goddamn race, you have a start line and you go straight and you finish. Sometimes finishing is really running in circles. Like, we just have to get out of what we're taught as little peeps and understand that there's other ways outside of this box that we're just kind of growing in because it's easy to see the answers better. So we haven't gotten quiet. We're just walking on our faces.
Next.
Yeah.
Okay, Chelsea N.
Chelsea N.
Why do spirits come back as humans and not other species? What is the difference between us and other aliens or interdimensional beings?
Interdimensional beings, aliens, people. What are the difference? And humans don't always. Let's find another fun, easier way to do this. Humans are multidimensional beings as well, right? So let's look at the soul. Your soul, and your soul can incarnate anything on earth that has a life force, anything on earth that creates its own life and sustains its own life has a soul. So you could be a centipede, you could be a tree, you could be a plant, you could be platypus, you could be, but that's a piece of fruit, Amy. You'd be a banana tree, dude.
Okay.
Almost there. It's almost there.
I'm still learning.
It's alright. So you have that choice, and you're creating that life out of your own free will and what you want to learn. The option of going into other dimensional beings, which would reside in other planets, universes, galaxies, however you want to do that. Yes, you can do that as well. In fact, many of the human interdimensional beings are from other life forces. Right? You recognize each other. You see each other, and you're like, oh, you too fucking hate being human. I just lay there and I stare at the stars all the fucking time. I'm like, take me. I'm not that human. I got most of my lives batting out somewhere else. And I love it. I love being here too. Our soul groups, our little family soul groups, they're not just confined to Earth. You know, we're kind of used to having these boundaries and rules as these small little human beings. When you bust out of here, man, you're gonna lose your shit and realize how big and how grand this plan really is.
Next.
Sure.
All right, Carmen M.
Carmen in.
Could you offer advice to TH who would like to change careers? She's hesitant because she's a single mom too and feels this is a risk to leave her current job, sell her house, attend Bob Cooley's school in Santa Barbara or Boston to learn his modalities for strengthening and stretching.
Bob was a pretty cool guy. What is it, Santa Barbara or where?
Or Boston.
Go to Boston. Cheaper to hit Boston and do it there. So she is fearful of making that change. There's nothing that you're going to say is going to make her change. I would sit down and do the whole pro and con. I would look at a budget, financial budget down to the fucking pennies. And then I would talk about how would it feel. How would it feel to have that freedom and that support in doing what you want to be doing in your life? And then have her give the answers to herself. That's going to be the most powerful change that you could help her with. Instead of just, giving her the answer, yeah, dude, it's all safe, it's good. Like, they're all giving you the green light, just do it. Most people can't bounce blindly into life. They've got to feel it, see it. Like DL earlier. wanting these things, but at the same time, they're not coming to him fast enough. Kind of like her, she wants these things, but it's not coming under her line of safety, her definition of safety. So sit down and just kind of walk her through it and hold her hand. She should do it. She should hit Boston. It's easier. Then she could take it somewhere else. Her biggest weakness is marketing, man. She can learn any fucking modality and learn it like 110%. She can't market the shit. So tell her, if she's doing this, she's got to find someone who's going to market her, so she needs to pair up with someone.
Next, Maggie H. She says, can you talk about radiant energy and how we move from our body after death to radiant energy and consciousness, if that's what it is?
You're going to love dying, Maggie. Radiant energy. How do we move from our bodies into it, if that's really what it is? It is. It's pure source. And it's not like when you're blowing bubbles and you put like a bunch of bubbles together and they're all clustered. And then after a little while they kind of pop and they all become one big bubble. You're not immediately merged back into the whole grand scheme of things. If so, even when you incarnated into a life, you'd merge back into the next person or the other life force that you'd run into. So when you leave these bodies, it's a little bit like a snake shedding its skin. There is, when it's living, when it's vibrant, there is a connection. There is a cellular connection. And it has these little cords that attach to your energetic soul or your radiant energy. So imagine that you have all these tiny little cells and little bubbles in your body. You have these little cords that feed into the vibrational energy that consists of your soul. And when these little cells die off, these cords break loose. And just as a snake, when their skin is dying off, it starts to flake, but it stays together. It doesn't just shred and fall apart. There's like a movement, a scraping to get out. And that movement to get out, really, I guess if we're going to talk about it logically, it's a little more of a heady thing. You start to come out of what this three-dimensional entrapment is as these things start to die off, these cells and these connections, and your energy starts to become loose, the soul. And this radiant energy then can transcend this body. It doesn't need a door, it doesn't need a cut, it doesn't need anything like that. It moves through the clothing, the body, the energy, everything comes out. It's really a quite beautiful thing. If you're sensitive, man, I think everybody, 2 fucking cents right there. Every school needs to learn nonviolent communication, that's 1 cent. My 2nd cent is that every living person needs to be paired with someone who's dying. And when I say someone, it could be an animal. It could be, people aren't that compassionate about plants yet, which really sucks because they're amazing. But if everyone got a chance to be with someone or some animal that is dying, you get to understand really what that transition and that radiant energy is really about. Fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Ding, ding. Trinity H. If you were meant to complete a contract with your twin flame in a certain lifetime, but suicide instead as a chosen experience, what happens karmically? Like, do you have to come back?
Wait, start over. What?
If you are meant to, listen, I'm reading this. This is how it was written. If you were meant to complete a contract with your twin flame in a certain lifetime, but suicide instead as a chosen experience, what happens karmically?
But you chose suicide, but you're supposed to do something with your twin flame?
Right. Like, do you have to come back and make it up to the people who are in your life? Who do you hurt or leave behind? And if you go through ascension, blah, blah, blah. Do you got it?
Yeah. Free will. You don't get punished for your free will. Even if it's something totally extreme like suicide or totally bailing out on your twin flame, which really sucks. By the way, it's easier to bail like on Uncle Joe Bob or like the general store manager up the street. But if it's your twin flame, you're really pulling some shit. Anyways, you don't get punished for your free will option, period. Across the board. You're designed to have free will. Now, do you want to hold yourself to that lesson and say, okay, promise next time, I'll follow through, I won't leave? That's up to you. Because God or our spirit counselors, your twin flame, they're not over on the other side with you going, You fucked up. You gotta do this shit one more time. God damn it, why'd you do that? There's none of that. It's, no man, you made your choice. It's pretty hard to understand because as humans, you get pretty fucking rowdy if you make a plan and it goes wrong. You're like, damn it, perfection, get it right the first time. You guys really don't forgive yourselves very well. I didn't forgive myself very well. Anyways, when you get over and you look that you've chosen free will over a contract that you designed with somebody else, you and that other person will figure it out. And there is no, I'm holding you to that shit or not. Free will trumps any contract or experience because free will comes from the core of a person's body. You're designed to live from the core, the emotional core. So you're doing the right thing anyways. It just is. There's no right or wrong. There's no argument. It just is.
Ding. Terry G. She just wants to say hi to her mom and sister, and she says she loves you.
I was waiting for the me part.
Oh, of course. It's all about you, Erik.
Hey, Terry, it is all about me.
It is tonight, right?
It's not all about me, but I sure love fucking with people. Oh my god, your mom is awesome, by the way. She's not the best dancer, but she's so much fun to hang out with. I'm trying to teach her how to prank your phone. Not to turn it off or destroy shit. I'd love her to learn how to call. Okay?
Chelsea.
Oh, ding.
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Chelsea N. What do my guides want to tell me?
Quality of your question equals the quality of your answer, Chelsea. What do they want to tell you? Oh my god, we could spend hours on this. Is there something you want to focus on? Put your fingers to the keyboard.
I'm waiting. Let's see.
It's not health.
She says yes. Why am I so sad? Oh.
Yeah, it's not your physical health. This is not a chemical thing happening to you. It's more of like the greatness of spiritual depression. You know what that is?
Yeah, kind of.
Do you know what that is? Have you heard of that? This is like not really a joke. It's actually a real thing. Spiritual depression. It's like you're not able to connect to other human beings because you're not a great human being yourself. You're still like a heavenly being, and you just got crammed into the human being part without the rule book of adjustment period. So you end up being extra sensitive. You end up being, not like this is wrong or great or anything, but you end up being more vulnerable. You have different morals, integrities, needs, and desires, and they don't resonate with what Earth is giving. So you feel really removed. So you have to figure out, okay, I got this duality. I got part of me that is totally fucking kicking ass in this like spiritual higher realm kind of a thing. And then I have this part of me that's still living and eating and getting up every day that has to choose to participate in the life. You can kind of see it as a puppeteering act. But I don't want you to feel like it's an act. It's really you. But I'm just saying, for sake of quick conversation, you got to come up with the ways that you want to see yourself participating. And I'd say associate to a cause. Find something that motivates the crap out of you, that makes your heart just fall out of your fucking chest because it's so big. You find that thing and get to the core of it. If that means moving to the Galapagos Islands, to save some fucking snail, that's what you do. That's who your life is. Because it can't be governed by these 9-to-5 jobs and 45-minute lunch breaks. It's just not who you are.
You better ding, ding. Thank you. Alistar D says, hi, Erik. At the moment, and since for a while, I felt lost and don't know where to go or what to do with my life. I currently live in one country, the United Kingdom, and have ideas and maybe signs I should go elsewhere to France. But I feel there are things holding me back, maybe good and bad both, and blocks to get there, unless it's just a pipe dream. Advice, please?
Not a pipe dream. It's timing that is off. But I like that you're describing it good and bad, because you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. The tunnel's so fucking small you can't walk through the shit. So it's timing. So get order. You can see order as a budget, a plan, a job, whatever. Go and frequently visit France. It's home. UK is not home anymore. It stopped feeding your ass like 2 years ago. It just kind of started drying up and not nurturing you and just kind of pushing on you. But you're like, well, such as getting old or having a routine, and you kind of put your head down and went through it. But man, it's not cool anymore. You could find yourself in France within 16 months and doing really well and landing softly. No rough, no sweats. Still having great connections with the people that you have. In fact, it's probably even better because you're away from them. He knows what I mean. Okay.
Are you dinging? Ding. You need to ding that shit.
Ding.
Ding.
Give me
Thank
a fucking
you.
bell.
Amanda G. She says, hello, sweet Eric. Obviously, she doesn't know you. She says, tell me something good. How can I open Frank's mind to you?
Deportment. You know what that shit is?
No. Deportment.
Deportment. Dude, it's a great word to say. You need to have that in your vocabulary. How can you open up Frank? Deportment is pretty much like a rapping or tapping or a consistent beating.
Beating up. Like that beating?
No, it's like a massage thing, you know, like a
that's nice.
Deportment Frank. Literally. How can you open up? First of all, what makes you such a badass that you think you need to open him? And if he's telling you he doesn't want to be open, why aren't you respecting it? Gotta ask those things, man. Because there's a dance with every relationship. You gotta have some embrace. Of course, there's friction. I love friction. I'm my mama's son. We love it. Feels good because we get to debate it and we get to learn something from it. We can get rowdy and then we can get lovey. So, why? And then maybe I want you to start looking at if you want something for someone else, it's really what you want for yourself. Dun, dun, dun. Da-da-da. Ding.
Oh, the thing? Okay. Ethan B. How do I know for sure I'm channeling you, Eric, and to deal with feelings like I have a whole army of people who are going to tell me I'm wrong and not channeling you if I share what I'm receiving?
Shit is so uncomfortable. Ethan? How do you know if you're channeling me? It's when you wake up and your dick is sore.
That is going to go in the records right now. That. If I
You
had.
don't fucking kidding. I'm so kidding. Dude, you don't give me carte blanche and not expect this shit to come out. If you're filming this live, it's your own damn fault.
I know.
Sorry. Not about that. Being serious. Now I'm newscaster serious.
Wow.
So funny. How do you know it's me? Well, first of all, you gotta ask, why are you doubting? Is there a certain expectation that you're looking for or a certain connection? And if so, let me know, and I'll make that clearer for you. Now, if you're asking for me and you're totally uninviting everybody else, that's what's happening. You gotta understand, everybody who's listening, when you are talking shit, when you are saying your prayer, when you are making your intent, when you are making your statement about your spiritual work, it is so fucking amazing that vibrational quality off your words and off of your intent and what you're saying builds a fucking fence around you. It is brilliant. People don't see how powerful you really are. That's why sometimes you're in a conversation, you totally feel fucking like raped and like your energy is taken from you. You're like, God, this person's so gross. You know, you just can't like, oh, you gotta shower after you talk with them because they're vampiring off of you. You know, they're taking shit off of you. And you're like, oh, what's going on? It's through their words and their intent and how they're talking to you. You're taking it. So, flip it around. You can have the same intent where you're setting up these incredible bridges to the other side or boundaries from other people. You gotta pay attention to who you really are in the core of things, man. If you got a crack in your belief system, it's a fucking canyon. If it's a crack, it's a canyon. And you gotta figure out, why are you allowing that crack? Why are you allowing that crack in? I didn't even know I was going there. It's so good. Oh, shit. Why are you allowing it? You got to slow down and think about it. Mend it on your own, through your own trust and your own belief system. Because what you believe in, as Jamie says all the fucking time, what you believe in is your own truth. That's it, period. So if you're like doubting, then you're creating that doubt to be a truth. Now, getting into this whole spiritual work where you got to prove shit to people all the time is so fucking tiring. but you're human. You're human. I think you are. You're human, and you want that kind of pro, con, proof, cause, effect, measure, contrast kind of a thing. What you understand when you get into spirituality, to the core of spirituality, this shit doesn't translate into spiritual, what do you want to call them, man? Spiritual morals, spiritual lessons. You can't give me proof and I'll accept it. Because most of the time, if you're asking for proof, it's from a place of doubt and it's from a place of grief or sorrow, and they're looking for a band-aid fix. But if they set the proof need aside and just engaged in the conversation or engaged in the work, they would take so much more home and actually gain more trust and faith in themselves in the conversation and your fucking work, that they won't be coming to the table with this, really? Is this really happening? They would accept it. That making sense? Sometimes I lose myself. Totally got lost in that crack.
We need to go quicker. We have 4 minutes left, Breathe. Yeah, okay, ready? Carlos S. If one wants to study physics to provide scientific proof of the other side, where will one begin his research to make the biggest shift in scientific thought proof to non-believers?
Noetic science. I would look at, name? Sherlock?
Pardon? Dean Radin?
Oh, Dean Radin's really good. Radin? Sherlock. Check him out, man. Brilliant. They're taking quantum mechanics, string theory, and they're relating it to spirituality. Go ahead. Ding, ding, ding it, ding it. Noetic science.
Wind tunnel. I think that's the name, how you say it. How do I start to channel my guides?
How do you start channeling your guides? Which kind of channeling do you want? Do you want to full incorporate them? Do you want to automatic channel them, like with writing? If you're an audio person, I would sit down in a meditation or a trance state, however you want to get there. If it's jogging, running, walking, sitting in the dark with your eyes open, and I would start saying out loud everything that comes to your head and get that shit organized by talking out loud. If you are a visual person, I would sit down with pen and paper, and I would do the same thing, but I would start writing that shit down. Pretty soon, you're going to be talking out loud or writing shit down, and it's not going to come through your filter. It's just going to be coming in, and that will be the beginning of channeling. And then if you want to get closer to them, you can allow them into your body, but that's a different conversation. Ding.
Ding. Okay. Kim M. My dad's wife said that he had said something to her before she died that was not very nice. She won't tell me what it is. I'd like to know what he said.
First of all, your dad's wife said that your dad said something mean to her. Your dad's not a mean person. The wife translated it as a mean thing because she wanted to be the center of attention. She was making his death about her. And basically, he just put her in line. It didn't involve you, didn't involve anybody else. It involved her placement with his death and with his illness. So if anything, you should be walking around high-fiving people that your dad did the right thing.
Okay, ding. Cynthia S. Hi, Eric. You advised me last year at a conference call to switch my career to healing since I'm a natural healer and also lost my office job in 2010. How can I jumpstart my healing career?
Grassroots. I would start doing a different kind of marketing program and make sure that you have a steady place to heal from. Is it a guest bedroom? Is it an office? Is it a part-time office? Do trade. Start with trade. Once people feel your touch and know your touch, they're going to want more. They're going to want to talk to people. Offer your services in hospital settings. A lot of hospitals now will allow Reiki or hands-on healing to come in once they go through a certain program, which is a great association because then you can get to know doctors and doctors will refer you. Try going into veterinarian places and letting them know what you do. Offering to come in like a Thursday afternoon for free and working on the ones that just got surgery. Get examples, get practice under your belt, and then through that you'll start building a career.
Ding. Nick D. Is my wife whole, healthy, and with our son? Is she at peace now?
Oh, that is the sweetest thing I've seen all night. That is a yes, yes, and a yes. You've got something incredible waiting for you. Done. Ding.
Okay, sorry. Kim M. I just watched a documentary on the BTK killer. I still don't understand how these types of heinous crimes exist or why Life Source would want to do that.
Why are you thinking that it's negative? Once you take away the concept of death, right? that death is not a bad thing, that it happens to everybody, and that it's very natural. That's like saying, why would people use chalk on a chalkboard? It's just insane. And I'm not trying to belittle death or violence or anything, but it is part of a whole. As soon as you start resisting something or labeling it as something that you don't want or you're in fear of it, it's going to be part of your life and you're going to see it more. And I'm not saying you need to go and hide or shit like that. And it's great that you're a huge humanitarian and you want to step up and like really protect boundaries and everything, but the earth is a place for this. If you don't like it, stay in heaven, stay dead, because this shit does not go down where I am. It's just not available. Not available.
Give me a ding. Ding. Okay. Sandra Lee, greetings. My weight is a problem and it doesn't stabilize. How best can I do this?
Hormonally and with a candida diet. Get your blood tested. Make sure your hormone levels are fine. And if they're coming up in normal ranges, tell them, that fucking sucks because I still feel off. So get them to work with you and test you at certain times of the month for a consistent of like 3 or 4 months so that you know what levels are and if they're jacked up at certain times so that you can even kill out. But pretty much it's inflammation of the organs inside created by candida and gluten.
Maria R.
Hey Maria.
What advice would you or my guides give? Just got laid off from my job. What is the best path for me to take right now?
First, dance naked in your house.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that one.
Celebrate. It's hard though when somebody tells you we don't need you anymore, and then it's kind of like a breakup. There can be a lot of, but you did your best, but dude, it really wasn't your fault. So take a little celebration dance because you should be having some money coming in still. But then immediately, here's your opportunity to decide what do you want to do when you grow up, because it might be totally fucking different than what you thought you might want to do. I only see you in the wind for about 2 months before you really land a new job. So enjoy the short break. Think of it as an early summer. I see you putting a CV with a friend, and it goes a few different places, and you can land another job right away, but you have to decide do you really want it or not. I'm not worried about you. It's hard right now, but really, you're being cared for. It's really nice. Being jobless is not part of your lesson in this life. Get it? Ding.
Rebecca C. What direction should I be going at in this point of my life?
What direction? Shit. Ask it. Can you gotta ask it in a better way. There's so many different levels on that. We can do mental, emotional, spiritual, physical.
Purpose. What's your purpose?
What is your purpose in this life? Damn it, you make things complicated for yourself. Most people come in with a purpose that's pretty damn clear. They're not going to cover it up. Let it be some mystery game to figure it out, but it looks like you've covered it up and put many blocks in your life to take you off a mid path. So when you look back, you'll feel like you had 4 lives instead of 1 because of all the things that you got involved with or the phases of your life. The theme that runs through all of it is learning how to hold confidence and hold love in the same hand. Big boldness, big confidence, with extremely compassionate love. And this comes without argument and without defense. I would look at intense and better communication skills. I think that will help you kind of pull this all together. And you're using it in every avenue of your life. Bing.
Bing. Okay, Karen M. Karen M. says, what is the purpose of the writer's block I'm experiencing, and will I break through it in time?
Writer's block is telling you you're sitting still with one idea too long. Get up and shake it up. When you get a writer's block, go do something new that you haven't done before, even if it's eating a different food, taking a shot glass of mustard, running around the house, watching a new movie, and then come back to it. So you got to remember you're visual when you're writing your story. So put something up on a wall, like behind you, write that shit out. Don't do it mechanically. I mean, you could break it down into chapters, but let's not look at it as, beginning, middle, end, climax. character building, blah, blah, blah. Fuck all that. Stories in you. Let's just get it out on paper and write down the things that you really want to happen, kind of throughout the book. And then you fill in the missing pieces by having new experiences in your life.
Sue, I accidentally skipped him. He said, will my eldest son get into his second choice secondary school that starts with W? If so, when? A lot of seconds. Second choice.
It's okay. The fat yes. Oh, when? They're supposed to be sending notices out within 4 to 6 weeks. It would be really nice if your son could send out a thank you or a recognition notice. But I don't understand who it goes to because I don't think it's in the admin department. Just sit on it. If the name pops up from that school who's handling those things, tell your son to send out a thank you for recognizing, or you send it out for him.
All right, it's 8:16. One last question. We're done? Okay. Last question from Sarah Snow.
I always take one more.
She says, can you, yeah, I bet you do. She says, can you ask Jamie about this connection I feel with this woman named Dale? Is it romantic or just friends?
Oh, that's Corin from another lifetime. That is soulmate connection. It was romantic in other lifetimes. In this lifetime, it can actually go both ways, into romance or into very close friendships. I will say, if you stick around for a close friendship, you are going to want to get in her pants. Not bad.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
So, you're going to have to lay some heavy boundaries down if you want to just keep it as a friendship. It's really nice. You found someone extremely special that will be with you for an entire fucking lifetime. Those are rare. You guys need to definitely at least celebrate that shit.
Alright?
That's a close shot.
Yeah. To apologize that some people, because the way it worked, some people may have gotten skipped, and I do apologize. I tried my best, but it kept, every time I would try to copy and paste an answer, it would push me down to the bottom. So I literally had, it was, Eric, I swear to God. Anyways, I do apologize to everybody.
I know, it's kind of a new thing.
It is.
Too bad we can't call numbers and shit like that.
Well, the last system let me copy and paste the whole thread. This one won't let me do that.
We'll figure it out. We'll work on this. I want to do this again.
Ask them if they'll want to do it again.
Hey. Yeah. Let us know if you want to do this again. Let us know if you want topics or like how we can make this shit better, because I really like it.
Yeah.
Give me a microphone, whatever you want. I love you, Mommy.
Everybody says they love you.
I love you guys. Thanks for this. Feels good. Feels good to talk to you guys. I'll haunt you later. Thanks for coming. Remember, check out my mom's blog, my blog, channelingerik.com. Let us know what you want. We can deliver. I gotta get out of here. I'll see you guys later. Oh, right.
Welcome back.
Oh my God. Hi guys. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Oh, that's funny. I just looked down. Where you been? Looks like I've been asleep. I was in black stuff, but it's not like cold or anything. It's warm. Bitter.
It wasn't as good for you as us.
I don't know. I hope it was okay for you guys. I get a little concerned.
Well, Eric was definitely Eric.
Well,
He had a
great.
few zingers in there, so.
Take care, everyone. Have a really good night. I'm gonna go grab some hot water.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
How do you just make sure you stop the recording?
You are currently the only person in this conference.